The Laundering. Volume 2, Case 36, The Undefinable. The complaint that the working class can no longer be defined. Read not as sociology, but as a move. Open the case.
Who even counts as working class anymore? The question wears the face of honesty. This case reads it as a maneuver. The 19th century definition is plain and still bites. The working class is whoever must sell their labor to live and controls no share of the means of production. The complaint that this can no longer be defined does not refute the definition. It changes the subject. To declare a category undefinable is not to disprove it. It is to dismiss it without answering it.
Why not read this as honest sociology, an old category straining against a complicated economy?
Because that reading retires the structure. The grammar beneath every case calls the first move the definitional dodge. Do not deny the relation, swap the standard for what it counts as. Usually the dodge runs forward. You redefine a word to dodge a fact, the way Case 28 renamed a wage relation "be your own boss." Here, it runs in reverse. You declare a word undefinable to dodge a relation. Grant everything true. A wage earner really holds a retirement account. A senior developer really is comfortable. A courier really owns his car. None of it changes the relation underneath. Each must still sell their labor to live, and none controls the means of production. The puzzle is offered as if difficulty at the margin dissolved the relation at the center. That substitution is the laundering.
You keep saying the complexity is manufactured. Manufactured how?
By a change of axis. The definition runs on a structural axis, two yes or no questions. Must you sell your labor power to live? Do you control means of production, capital that sets others to work, that you could live from without selling your labor? The dissolution runs on a different axis entirely, a gradient of income, comfort, and nominal holdings, smooth from the courier to the consultant, with no line drawn anywhere on it. Measure the worker-investor, the knowledge worker, and the gig driver on the gradient, and they scatter, and the category looks incoherent. Put the same three on the structural axis, and they snap to one answer: yes and no. A line you refuse to look at is not a line that is not there.
Is there a clean tell, someone who states the dissolution outright?
The cleanest is a celebrated theorist's, stated as triumph. In 1976, Peter Drucker, who a generation earlier had coined the phrase knowledge worker, published The Unseen Revolution: How Pension Fund Socialism Came to America. His argument is the dissolution made explicit. If socialism means ownership of the means of production by the workers, then, through their pension funds, American workers now own the means of production, and the old class line had erased itself. 28 years later, the same move went to policy as the ownership society. Own a slice, and you have a vital stake.
And the answer to it?
Read what the ownership is. Through a pension, the worker holds a claim, not a control. She cannot direct the firm, cannot live from the holding, cannot reach it without penalty until old age, and absorbs the loss when it falls. And the claim is marginal. The Federal Reserve's own accounts put about 87% of corporate equities in the hands of the top 10%, about half with the top 1%, and around 1% with the bottom half of households. The pension fund did not make the worker a capitalist. It lent her wages to capital and handed the relation a softer name.
Take the three hard cases one at a time. The worker who owns stock.
Deferred wages. Locked, mediated, and tiny. That she earns a fraction of her income through capital is true and beside the point. The fraction does not let her stop selling her labor, which is the only question the definition asks. A claim on capital is not control of it.
The well-paid knowledge worker.
Measured on income, she stands far from the manual laborer. Measured on the relation, she stands in the same place. She does not own the firm, she is paid to work it, and she is severed the moment the work stops. The layoff is the proof. Her stock options are a retention device, forfeit on exit, a claim contingent on continuing to sell the labor, not an escape from having to.
And the gig driver who owns his car.
Case 28 already read that relation. The platform sets the price, the route, the rating, the off switch. A depreciating tool you must personally operate is not capital. Capital sets others to work and appreciates while its owner sleeps. He owns the instrument of his labor and none of the means of its production. A worker carrying his own tools, as old as the trades, and no refutation of the category.
You lean on a Marxist distinction. Are you adopting Marx?
No, the framework is reported as a named lens, attributed and not adopted, the way Case 22 reports the anarchist reading of the census. The account holds that class is a relation to the means of production, not a level of income, and that means of production is capital that commands the labor of others, distinct from personal possessions and from a single tool worked by its owner's own hands. The series does not adopt the politics that travel with it, that the relation is theft, that comfort is false consciousness. It borrows only the bookkeeping the dissolution needs you to forget. A claim on capital is not control of it. A possession is not capital. A salary is not a share of ownership. The narrow claim survives without the rest of Marx.
What are you not claiming?
That mobility is fictional, that comfort does not matter, or that no one's class position is genuinely mixed. Some are. The dentist who owns the practice and employs 3 hygienists sits on the boundary, and the boundary is exactly where argument belongs. No illegality is alleged. Pensions, salaries, and owned cars are ordinary and lawful, and often good.
And what are you claiming?
That a structural relation is being dismissed by being declared undefinable. That the dismissal is performed by quietly switching the axis on which class is measured, and that where the original axis is restored, the 3 hard cases return the same 2 answers the definition asks for. The category is not incoherent. It is inconvenient, and incoherence is the more comfortable word.
Name the move plainly and how to catch the next one.
Strip it to structure. No villain is required. A worker is enrolled in a pension fund. A salary rises. A driver buys a car on finance. Each step is ordinary and often a genuine good. Integrate them, and a class relation moves through the world wearing the costume of an ownership it does not hold. Its missing agent, the owner who sets others to work and lives from it, present everywhere and named nowhere. To say the working class can no longer be defined is the definitional dodge run on the largest category it has. Not to redefine the term, but to retire it. So when the next, we are all middle class now, we are all investors now, we are all our own bosses now, arrives, restore the axis and ask the 2 questions. Must you sell your labor to live? Do you control the means of production? If the answers are yes and no, the category held. Only its name was mislaid.